every day they do update. And the video files we copied the last time, yours work perfect.
Perfect. Those are the ones
Maybe they bought one say and yes styles.
Those are the ones I loaded. I'll be the ones I loaded. You saw them.
Yeah, I
did.
did.
Right? I did. Yeah, those are the ones I loaded. They work perfect. Perfect. 124. I think that's up. Not 124.
Available 200 meg. Main account. 20 so why you didn't allow me to
You have to spot.
I don't want to rely on the one we are using.
If you want hotspot, I can hotspot it. I
have about even 30 gig on this one. I bought the MTN just before they increased this. I bought the 100 Ghana one that you get. I had 300. Unlimited speed, but yeah.
So how much is it?
Vodafone, which one is the best deal?
500. From 300 to 500. Friendly to at all. I think for them, they're just being like.
You keep telling me, man.
They're just being like.
Yeah. Oh.
Something like that.
They will do everything. They will do everything.
Yeah, how did they get to the data flow? 5 CD for 4 gig. What was the short code? I think last time I had 5 CD and I wanted to buy data. I was out of data. Yeah, 5 GB and 4 GB and is good deal. You want to download it, that's it. Wow. I think it's there, yeah. It's there. Because I also realized anytime I sit here, just say by mouth.
You see, the truth is that with the concept of freedom, we don't get it. That is what I believe. I don't know what to be the whole concept of freedom. Hello, 1 2 test mic. Hello, 1 2. Hello, 1 2 test mic.
Okay, I can hear you.
All right. So we are live. We are live. Let's go. All right. So today we are talking about
Everything good from my end? Some. Sorry? Okay. Should I come this way still? Is it good?
Okay. All right.
I hope my forehead is not all over the place again.
It's on. It's on. All right. All right. Let's go, guys. Yes, that's how we prepare for the show. Sometimes it's smooth. Sometimes it's not easy. All right, guys. Yeah, welcome to the Ryde channel. You know, on the Ryde channel, it's all about cars and motorcycles, and it's always a privilege for me to be here. I don't take this work lightly. I've been telling you, I don't take it lightly at all. It's serious for me, because I believe that we are on a mission to give you good quality auto education so that you can enjoy your motoring. That's why we are here. Yes, Salom. Once again, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, the Salom Atachi. Yes, and now you know him very well. So, all right. So the show is proudly brought to you by, or should I say, it is powered by GLM Additives and Lubricants. I mean, these guys are doing wonders. They have products on the market that will make sure your engine is running very well. You know, our fuel is not the best. So our fuel is not the best. So you need something, to give it more potency, and cleaning properties. You get it, so that your engine will be smiling always. Charlie, can I pass to be a comedian?
You can do all things, brother.
Yes, so GLM additives and lubricants. I mean, check them out at Autolube or glmlubricants.com. Okay, we are going to announce their numbers as we go on the show. Today is a special show. As always, every day is a special show. And today we are talking about which one will be your choice. You're on the market for a car. Ghana used, home used, assembled in Ghana. Which one will be your choice?
$1 million question.
$1 million pa. Yes. So you can join us on this conversation on our WhatsApp line 020 number no crime me if you let me get you the number, but yes, I'll commit it to memory very soon. Please don't fight me on this. Yes, 020 468 4798 020 468 4798 020 468 4798. You can send text on this line, or you can send voice notes. You can actually call into the show. We have what it takes to put you on air. So please, let's get talking. We're saying that if you're on the market for a car, you have money, good money, okay, reasonable budget. Are you going to go in for home used, Ghana used, or assembled in Ghana, brand new tier rubber? What will be your choice? Yes, let's get the conversation going. Today, I want you guys to do the talking. Salam. Yes. So let us look at all the three different, conversations. If I can describe it like that. Home used. Okay. in Ghana, when we talk about home use, where are we? What do we refer to as home use?
Okay, in Ghana, or when you say home use, usually it's the cars we bring from outside the country.
Outside the country.
Yeah, so more of the DVDs we see.
Okay, that is before it is registered.
Yeah, before it is registered.
Okay.
So more of them, those are the home used.
Okay.
They refer to.
Okay. And usually, what are the countries that these home use cars are coming from?
So usually most of them come from the United States.
Yes.
And some of them come from Europe. And the fewer ones come from countries that you'll be surprised they haven't coming from. Yeah. But it's all outside the shores of Ghana.
Outside the shores of Ghana. I mean, my check akra.
You are well seasoned in it.
And I remember when this whole home use thing started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I know that the cars started coming in from Germany and Netherlands. Mm-hmm. That's where the boggers, as we used to call them, you know, those were the places they used to frequent. So
exactly.
Those were the places where they were bringing the cars from Netherlands, Germany, and normally Corona, Karina, started about first, then Opel Ascona.
Exactly. Then Opel Ascona, took over the
then Record. Then later on, we had the Cadet and the Astra and the Vectra. Yes. Became huge.
Very,
and
big.
Another car that they brought a lot were the Nissan Evan and the Toyota Hiace. You know, those were huge in those days. You know,
that's true.
And that was when this whole trend of bringing home used cars. You know, sometimes I cast my mind back, and I'm like, so how were we getting our cars before home used cars started coming in?
I think at that time, in those days, they had dealers too, and it looked like they were for the rich people. Okay, as you said, I don't think I'm old enough to go way back, but then with the little I know, talking to people who were there by that time, I was even told that at a point they had an assembly plant in Ghana.
Oh yes.
At a point they were assembling cars here, but for some reason that thing died down, and we started importing those cars from even sometimes, you know.
And you assembled on so I'll walk you back. Yes.
Okay, and for some reason it just went down, and started importing cars to do other things. Then they became more of domestic cars. Then that's how it built. And we had then at a point we were having more imported cars, that's the home use cars, than any other car. Because most of the cars you use as a person is not brand new. You just got it from Nebrabi or Wabrichi, and somebody who will buy it a lot and come and sell here to make a few bucks.
Home use cars. Yeah, so like we're saying, when it started, the whole trend started, it was more of European cars, and gradually our eyes got open to, you know, the American market.
Exactly.
You know, but before that, a question I asked was, how were we getting cars? You know, and it was the dealers primarily. I mean, there were a few people who were rich enough to be able to, you know,
to buy
order the cars from outside and ship them in. But predominantly, people were buying their cars from the dealers, from what I know. And like you were saying, a lot of assembling too was going on
here.
In fact, we were manufacturing. In fact, until recently, we actually had some brands that are manufactured here. We have Neoplan. The company is still there.
Yeah.
You know, and well, we can say that they are coach builders.
Yeah.
Coach builders. A coach builder means that you bring the chassis of the car, then they build the body onto it. Yeah. So essentially, Neoplan is a coach builder, but that is a form of manufacturing. So we're manufacturing. You know, we attempted some cars. I remember when I was very, very young, there was some car like Adum and Boafo and those things. You know,
I'm very sure by that time I wasn't even born.
or maybe you were born, but now we didn't be. Me, at a very small age, I was always following these drivers and mechanics around. You know, so there was this car. You know, I said there some steel sheets near the boom near the shaping car, and you know they could put any engine in it and the car will go. At the time, I think their favorite engine was the Evan engine.
Okay.
You know, and the car is pretty small, pickup, and it was pretty fast with an Evan engine because you know that those engines are very, very torquey. You know, very, very interesting stuff, and a whole lot of interesting things. Then they had the Willowbrook. The Willowbrook, I mean, this one I'm sure you know the space bus, right?
I don't think I do.
Hi, Salom. We are DB. Who knew space bus? Guys, you see the DBs. You see the DBs. Hey, Salom. Who knew space bus?
I know Trotra.
Oh no. Space bus. Back in the day. Oh no, space bus does not even go back like that though. Because until recently we had space bus from Circle to Kaneshi. You see those buses that they only used to ply in recent history. They only used to ply Circle to Kaneshi. Some odd looking buses. Those are not ties now and kitty was saying not bus anybody in a big. And it's like the body is made of paper.
Okay, I think I've seen.
It's actually fiber. The body is actually fiber.
I think I've seen something like that before. It looks a bit old.
Yeah. All of them were old because all of them were go back even before I was born. So you can imagine.
Amazing. So you see,
you know, and I've been told that Willowbrook, that was a name, that was a brand name, Willowbrook, and yes, the space bus was like it was like a smallish size, but it was still a big bus, you know, and their bodies were made from fiber, you know, and they were manufactured in Ghana. We had a factory. Their factory was just close to Perez Dome.
Yes, the Jolu.
Yes. Between Perez Dome and the filling station, that was their place.
Amazing.
Yes, they were building those buses there. They were building lots and lots of buses, not just the space bus, but it was the space bus. By some strange reason, it became synonymous with Kaneshi to Circle, and they used to ply, but it looks like at a point they just couldn't maintain them because they were just too.
Wow.
Because I didn't hear of any law banning them. I think
they just went out of the system.
Yeah, but they used to be the ish massa space bus.
Or maybe the reason I don't know them is I wasn't frequenting what's it called? Circle a lot, Circle to maybe I just
no, ADB. Oh, guys, before we go on, I just want to say a quick get well soon to Rama Latte. Rama was supposed to join us today. Yes. Unfortunately, she's under the weather and couldn't make it. Rama, make girl or make chick, you know. Yes, she's one serious car girl, and she was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, she's under the weather and couldn't make it. So yeah, we are here. We have to push.
Exactly.
Yes. So that was just a little, you know, background to home use cars. Okay. From home. I thought this place was home.
You know, the first time I also heard that's what I was thinking. I mean, the first time I heard home use, I was like, wait, are you talking about like Ghana? As in, it's Ghana used cars. They're like, they be home used cars is the ones I was like, okay, then Ghana one. They're like, Ghana is Ghana used. I was like, I say, why don't you use the ones here as home used and maybe the other ones like. But then I think it is what it is. Is they call that one home used. I think that's what they understand better.
Okay. All right. So we have home used. Okay, then we have Ghana used. Which one is the Ghana used?
So the Ghana used is the one that I will use anyhow I got it. I will use, and after some time I want to sell it off. So the car I am selling off is the one you call the Ghana used. So usually those ones have what's it called?
Ghana used means that if you acquire it, no matter how you acquired it,
it's registered in Ghana.
Once you buy it, whether you bought it home use and you start using it here,
or brand new,
and use it while you want to sell, that's Ghana used.
Yeah. So usually those ones are registered.
Usually. Okay. The home use one there. Why you get to register it?
You have to register.
But meanwhile, somebody registered it and used it somewhere.
Exactly. You know, before we go on, I watched a Top Gear episode where they also wanted to see how they are. So that would be their country use. So that's Britain used cars. They wanted to see how it's first when you buy them,
Mm-hmm.
and when to do the test, like what you are saying, you'll be amazed at things they find in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it says when they bring it to us, we use the thing is tear rubber over here, so it's good.
That one be that. I think I remember that episode.
They found
They,
all
they
sorts.
found all sorts of things. Massa, they took it to the lab. They swapped the seats and everything. And massa,
They
Charlie,
found all sorts of things. But then we don't want to spoil anybody's.
We don't want to spoil anybody's appetite today, so we won't talk about the things they found. Yes. And so when you buy, in fact, I have a friend then, and he told me a story that back in the day, it was like his dad and some other friend who used to be very popular. They started bringing like wild cars.
Yeah.
You know, from home.
Okay.
You know, and he tells me that his dad had to chicken out because at the point some of the cars will come and they have, you know, blood in the seats.
Wow.
You know, I mean, yeah, if you are bringing an accident car, you buy a salvage car from the US. I mean, if you go to the auction sites, sometimes they will say biohazard. And when they say biohazard, what do you expect?
You should expect all sorts of hazardous
biohazard.
things.
Sometimes it's people's flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will clean it and drive.
Oh, sharp. Especially if it's a car you like.
Yeah, if it's a car you drive. I mean, yeah. It's sad, but that's the reality of life. Yeah. So home use cars, Ghana use cars, and then we have brand new cars.
That
and the brand new cars we can talk about
assembled in Ghana cars. And as we said last week, the assembled in Ghana cars, if somebody doesn't tell you that, oh Charlie, these cars were assembled in Ghana, or believe me, you know.
Okay.
So let's put them all in one wrap. Brand new cars, assembled in Ghana cars, they are all the same.
Okay. Now, I mean, talking about assembled in Ghana cars, I mean, apart from some models that are unique to specific regions, okay, apart from certain models that are specific to certain regions, like if you take, let's say, Suzuki Espresso, for example, you know, you only find it in particular markets. Okay, but even that is supposed to meet a certain threshold of safety. Okay, so if somebody says, "Oh, the car is safe," blah blah blah, it has gone through a very, very rigorous, you know, testing.
Exactly.
For it to be able to come on the market, you know. So yes, if you understand how cars are built, yes, you can say that there's something that canning, blah 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 blah, you know. Yes, so that's just an aside. I mean, that is to buttress the fact that if a car is a global model, okay, the way cars are built, you can't say that you are building one particular car for Ghana people, so you are going to make it less, you know. Yes, for example, if you are a dealer and you are ordering a particular car, there is the base level, and there is a certain level. There are certain things that all the range will have. So if you pick a particular car model, they will have all those things. You can't say that if you pick a Honda Civic, for example, the top model will have a different frame from the lower model. Okay, and that is where the main forms of strength and engineered safety come from. And I'm using my word carefully, engineered safety. Okay, when I say engineered safety, all I'm saying is that the cars are engineered to protect you to a certain level. So let us look at the different kinds of testing that are done. Okay, now mainly they are international organizations. There are some from the US, there are some usually from the big blocks that consume a lot of cars, from the States, from Europe. So you can talk about Euro NCAP. Okay, in the US you can talk about the NHTSA or IIHS. Okay, and these companies are to a certain extent independent, so they don't depend on the car manufacturers for their sustenance. They don't charge them to do the testing.
Exactly.
Right? It's the insurance companies, so in the case of IIHS, okay, that, you know, pay for them, because at the end of the day, when the insurance they insure a car, okay, and the car is below a certain threshold, at the end the insurance companies are going to suffer. So they pay money to these organizations to test the cars and rate them. and based on that, you also get to use that as a yardstick to decide on this car or the other. I always tell people that the most important thing to a vehicle manufacturer, okay, an auto manufacturer, is their reputation. If you take any model, some people will say, yesterday I was chatting with somebody trying to convince the person to look at a particular car, and the person mentioned another car and said, as for me, this is my own. You get it? Because of what? Reputation. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because of reputation. And that is so important for an auto manufacturer, because immediately an auto manufacturer loses their reputation, okay, or they get a poor reputation, that is all. Their business is going to go down. Their shares are going to drop, and nobody will buy their cars. And it's happened before. Okay? When we're talking about home use cars, we talked about Vectra, we talked about Astra. You know the story behind Vectra and Astra. How come plenty? Ghana, we had plenty
of them. Yeah, at a point,
yes,
it was the car of the day. You see a lot of Astras.
In Ghana, there was a reason. When those cars came out, Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear tested it, and he said, this car is trash.
Yeah, he trashed it. It was like rubbish.
And yes, you can go back and look. You can go back and look for the video, and also Google and check the stats. Yeah, immediately that video came out, the sales of that car just tanked.
And I think till date they haven't really recovered from that.
Opel,
not really. They
yes,
haven't really
to a
recovered.
certain extent.
I mean, how often do you hear of Opel like the way you used to before? Like we don't even hear of them anymore that much.
Well, I mean, you know Opel or Opel in certain markets. In Ghana, I say Opel.
Opel, yeah. I mean, that's all I know. Opel, that's all
yeah.
we call it.
Yes, you know, in certain markets they are called Vauxhall.
Yeah, Vauxhall.
Yes, so I mean, yes. Once they came under the wings of Stellantis, they did quite a bit of work, and they have been able to resurrect the brand to a certain extent. So
yes. I've seen some really amazing models actually.
Yes, when you go to their home country, they are not doing bad, and especially their EVs, for example, they are great value, and they are selling. You know, they are selling. So yes. Yes, Opel.
Yeah, that's the point. You see,
but in Ghana, they were so popular. The truth is that they used to be under GM, you know, and when they were under GM, we had dealers here who used to sell GM cars. So we used to get them here brand new, back in the day. Even before we were born. Me, I chat with the old folks about cars, so they tell me some of these stories, you know. Yes. So they used to be here before gradually popularity went down, before this Vectra Astra thing happened. Then all of a sudden, a lot of them were pushed onto the secondary markets in those countries. Then people, our brothers and sisters who were buggering, started bringing them in. Bringing them in. So that's the story behind, you know, the popularity of Astra and Vectra. The truth is that they were. I think that for me, in terms of the drivetrain, it wasn't bad at all. But in terms of like the carbon quality and things, too plasticky, and they started breaking very fast compared to what they were. I mean, if you talk about something like Ascona and the Opel Record,
yes, those ones,
yeah.
I have the privilege of driving the Astra. I actually owned it for a time.
Oh, okay.
As you are saying, the drivetrain, how it drives, oh my god, it's actually a really fun car to drive in a way.
Oh yes,
but the interior is very dull. The interior feels like it wasn't well put together. It was very plasticky and very gummy at some point. The sun wasn't also helping us. I mean, it had its own issues, but they were manageable, and you could use them. So yeah, they just vanished. I mean, they just vanished in the system like that.
Yeah. So we are talking about your choices.
Yes.
What will be your choice? You have healthy budget. You want to buy a car. Are you going to buy home used? Are you going to buy Ghana used? Or you are going to look at brand new, especially the assembled in Ghana kind? Yes. So let's talk a bit more about the assembled in Ghana cars.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was actually going to say this, the same thing, that let's break all of them down in ways that and our viewers would understand what we're talking about. So let's start with assembled in Ghana cars. So assembled in Ghana cars are basically brand new cars that they put everything fresh, Charlie. The cars are fresh, brand new. The interior is brand new. The engine is brand new. The drive, everything is brand new. So they are friend of tier about Ghana Hano. Those are the assembled in Ghana cars. Those ones are the price. I think for me, those ones I'll look at the price. So we are looking at the pros and the cons of all of them. Then you can actually have an idea. So those ones are maybe they are sold brand new price. Okay. So again, healthy budget. We won't mention an amount, but you should know that if we have all these three, the one with the highest budget will be the tier rubber. If it's for the same car, let's have for the same car, the one with the highest price would or might be the assembled in Ghana or brand new car. That's the one with the highest. I mean, it's arguable. But I keep saying that because the home use and the the home use and the Ghana used, they also have their perks in a way. Okay.
Yes, of course.
And
the one advantage and disadvantage.
Exactly. And one of them is if I want to buy, say, a Corolla, or let's say I want to buy, you give me a car. You give me a car.
If you want to buy a Honda Civic.
So let's say a Honda Civic. Now, if I want to buy a brand new Honda Civic, that is tier rubber, it's most likely I'm going to get the 2024 model. Okay. And I can't do anything about that. It's really rare. I mean, how they run their business for you to get a 2022 or 2021 brand new.
I mean, with a dealer, sometimes it happens.
It's rare.
But sometimes they have old stock.
Yes.
And they are not able to
sell.
Typically, a dealer in Ghana will try and even when newer models are out and they know people know that newer models are out, they will try, even when they have started getting stock of the new one, as much as possible, they will try and push out the old stock, yes. But sometimes it happens. I know sometimes it happens. I know a particular dealer has a very healthy, number of the previous model of a particular car.
Exactly.
Still, yes. But yes, at the end of the day, it's about marketing and sales. If they put together a very good package, they can still make some good money on those cars. Because sometimes you work on your car on a good deal. Sometimes even you might be selling, you might have the latest model already, selling. Then you might have somebody will tell you, oh, Charlie, I have a stock of maybe the previous model, previous generation car, healthy number. I'm willing to give it to you at a heavily discounted price. When you say Ghana for per cars, okay, you bring it, they will buy. I mean, yes. People are buying like 2008 Corolla.
As brand new tier rubber.
No, like home use.
Home use, exactly. So that's what I'm coming to. So you see, with the brand new ones, so you are limited in a way. All things being equal, you are limited to the year model you can get, and that affects your price that you are buying the car. Now for home used, this thing still confuses me. So for the home used one, and the Ghana used ones, you have a range, like the years you can choose from, and in a way that makes the pricing not as high as the brand new ones, because then you can go, as you're saying, you can go for a 2008 Corolla. I know somebody who is interested in buying a 2011 Corolla, like that's what he wants. It's not like he doesn't have the money to buy a model.
There are those people too.
There are those people. He wants the 2011 model Toyota Corolla. Do you understand? That one, the prices, I mean, compared to tier rubber, will be a bit down. And that one too, you can get some specs that you may not necessarily find. As earlier on you were explaining, when the engineers sit down and they they design the car for a particular market. There are some things that market A will get, market B will not get. A very good example would be heated seats. I mean, some time back, some models were not given heated seats because they felt Ghana is extremely hot. Why would you want a heated seat in a very hot country? So they wouldn't put that feature in. But if you go and buy a home used one, it's most likely because of the country you're buying it from, you are going to get a heated seat. And you may not use it, but it will just be nice to know that you can heat your seat if you are feeling cold.
Sometimes when you have a backache, right? And you know you are running your AC, right? But you put on the heated seat,
I know the feeling.
And your lower back,
you're just feeling the heat on.
I
know the feeling. It's fine.
It gives great relief, guys. If you've not tried it before, if you have heated seats in your car,
you should try that. I mean, I think
and you have for fun. Lower back ache, okay.
Just put it on.
Just put it on whilst your AC is working, and yeah, it will give you some nice relief.
I tried that before. It was I did it for fun. It was nice, like having to hot and cold at the same time. It was a nice feeling. So for assembled in Ghana cars or brand new cars, it's most likely from the dealers, unless of course you are buying a brand new car from the outside the country and bringing it in. That's a different story. But we're talking about assembled in Ghana, which means we're talking about dealers. We're talking about the dealers we have in Ghana selling their cars. For those ones, you may not get some features you will get from, say, the US market, because they also have thresholds. Just as my brother explained, they have some things that after you design your car, you bring it out, the country will be like, okay, you know what? We don't want this. We want this. It has to have this. And it helps because, they deal with snow, they deal with cold weathers, they deal with things like weather things that we don't deal with. So they are a bit very careful. I mean, you can wake up in the morning, the whole floor is icy. Like, how do you deal with that? So, yeah, and you should understand that they are petrol. They don't suffer petrol like the way we do, even though they may tell you they complain. So they may have bigger engines and all that. They consume more. So now, fine.
So now we've looked at the pros of all the different segments.
Yes.
Home used, Ghana used, brand new tier rubber.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's look at the cons of all three. Then we'll throw it to the audience for them to choose.
So I think for one is the money involved. I think that's what I think for one, and it runs through all of them.
That's for
all three.
For all three.
So the money involved in the sense that if you are going to buy a brand new, you should understand that, Charlie, you are going to pay brand new money. And the interesting thing about budget is it's a budget. It's plus or minus. It could be more, it could be less. So it's most likely you might actually max out your budget to buy the brand new car. Okay. Now with the Ghana used or the home used car, the cons is everything based, like everything reliability based will be on how well the car was maintained. Okay, you don't know what you're buying. The truth of the matter is that it could be that somebody is actually looking to sell the car because of a particular problem they've been dealing with. That they can't seem to let go. They can't seem to let that problem go away. So they will sell it off just to be free of that problem. We don't know. You see, that's the reason why you need to check. You need to take someone who knows about cars, or preferably a mechanic, to inspect the car thoroughly before you make the purchase. But yes, it's also a con. One of the cons with the Ghana used and the home used cars. And for the home used ones, it's brought from outside the country. I mean, you may not know what state it was in before it was brought. Obviously, when I'm selling it, I'll make sure I make it very pretty. Okay. You don't know where it's passed. You don't know what it went through. You just use good faith and hopes to buy the car. So yes, that's I think the cons, but they're actually very good cars to buy too. Yeah.
Awesome. If you are watching, just know that the show is proudly brought to you by GLM additives and lubricants. Okay, and I have two of their products here. This one is the emissions reduction treatment. Okay, you use before you go into do emissions test. These days, I don't know, DVL, are you testing for emissions? Somebody asked me this question on one platform during the week. Yeah, yes.
You notice?
Yes, reduces emissions and particulates, increase engine performance. That's for me, if not for anything. Engine performance and efficiency. Okay, and this is a professional formula. That means that this one is designed for people who want to make money from their cars. I might not be making money from my cars, but I want it to save me money. So I'll get one of these, put it in my car from GLM.
And that is making money for you, actually.
Exactly. And the second one from the those who run diesel cars. Okay, DPF particulate filter cleaner, and I've spoken about this severally, even before JLM came on board. Okay, now diesel engines produce soot, especially when the formulation is not very good, and when it is not properly, or when it is diluted, or people adulterate. That is the word. People add things so that they can increase the volume
exactly
and make more money. And in Ghana, it's one problem we have. Fuel levels are low. When you go to other countries, they categorize the fuel and they say that, okay, we have Euro 6. In the developed countries where these cars come from, especially those of us that buy the home use cars, they are talking about Euro 6 and Euro 7 compliant fuel. Okay, so when the designers are building the engines, they build the engines to that level. And all these things is about emissions and how safe the emissions are to the environment, and they want to cut down these things. So they formulate some laws that the engineers will have to follow in order to build the engine, so that they can get less emissions. Okay, now one of the things that they put in some of our cars is particulate filters. Okay, now when you say particulate, it means that in Yaman kitty will smoke.
Exactly.
Sometimes when you are burning things in a house, you see that some black things will be falling down. Those can be described as particulates. Exactly. So in the same way, when your car is burning the fuel, if the quality is not good, in Ghana we are rated at Euro 4, which is not bad, But I mean, if you go outside of Accra, I can bet you that your fuel level is far less than Euro 4, and you want to do something. That is when this comes in. Okay, this will reduce your and the other thing too is that particulate filter is meant to take that out. But if your fuel is not good, it blocks it, and your car can't perform very well. Some diesel cars have systems that we call particulate filter regenerators, but you will have to drive the car over a certain distance for it to come to temperature before. Some people too have the diesel engines and they just do office to home. Your car never comes to temperature enough for regeneration to happen. That is when you need this thing. Okay, that is when you need this thing. So please, you can check out Autolube on Instagram or Facebook, or you can go to JLM Additives to read more. Additives.com, lubricants, glmlubricants.com to read more about these products. But just go to Autolube on Instagram, and I'll announce their numbers as we go on. Yes, we are still talking. If you're on the market for a car, which one are you looking at? So what would be your choice and why?
We are discussing pros and cons, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned one actually with the fuel.
Yes.
So you see, as we said, the cars are designed for them. So because I've seen instances whereby when the cars get here, you realize that the heat, just the sheer heat in the country gives overheating problems. Like just the heat, it's so it made I don't want to mention the cars, the brand, but it made that brand some years back. It was an overheating car brand. Like, see, the car was overheating everywhere. It was so bad, but it was fun to drive. That car was fast, and it was proper American car, like uchi car now feely. I've driven. I drove it. I got the opportunity to drive it, so I can. It was a really nice car to drive. The interior was really nice. It felt good to drive. At that time, the infotainment thing was coming up, and it had that
screens.
The screens. Oh, the car was a very powerful
It's all
car,
about the screens.
but it was overheating, and it had electrical issues too, because it was an electric car.
Yeah,
in a way, not like an EV, but but then it had a lot of electronic stuff there, and we were struggling with that one. So yes, so one disadvantage too is for Ghana used and home used cars, you would need to trust a mechanic to work on it for you. Okay, and thanks be to God, now we have having like really good mechanics that we can trust. Unlike those days, Charlie, you go and give the car to somebody, he's now doing trial and error. Charlie, he will just do trial and error on like 10 or 20 cars before he becomes a master.
Or they can't hear practicals.
Or they can't hear practicals. So you just be going back and forth until he knows what he's talking about. But if you buy a brand new car, you have the dealers to work on it for you. I know that most dealers train their mechanics. They bring people from outside to Ghana to come and train them. They sometimes take the people there to train them and all. I mean, it's a really good thing, setup. So yeah, what would I buy? I mean, looking at all these factors, I've been asking myself that question for so many years. And this is the question. Looking at the economy we are in, right? You complete university, you work for, let's just be very practical, for let's say 5 years, and you want to buy your first car. What would it be? The truth of the matter is that I wouldn't advise you to go for a brand new car, because you may not have had, or you may not at that point have enough budget wise. I mean, it all goes down to the money. I'm just trying to be as practical as possible to be able to buy a brand new car, unless of course you're buying the very small city cars like the Picantos. Even the Picantos are not even cheap anymore.
Brand new Picanto.
Yeah, brand new Picanto. I don't think they're even cheap anymore. I think a brand new Picanto should go for like how much?
You see, cheap is relative, and we'll go into that conversation.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I'm trying so hard to be as objective as possible.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we are trying to cut across. Okay. Brand new. I mean, if let's say everything being on the on a level field, brand new would have been the best. But then let's be honest. My mom always tells me something. She said that if you want to buy a Ghana used car, especially buy a lady's car, because they know how to take care of. They treat the car like a baby. Most ladies, okay, I stand corrected, but most ladies treat the car like a baby. So they are very careful. They are very, very patient with the car. Like where a guy will speed like on a rough road, they will be so gentle. They'll make sure that when they hear boom, they are taking it to the mechanic. Like they are so very careful with the car. So their cars are usually in pristine order. Usually they are in pristine shape. Like when you buy them, you bought a good car. Nobody's lying to you. But if you go and buy from a guy, Charlie, and when you buy from home used car, usually those cars are you want to assume, because they're coming from outside the country, they have really good maintenance culture. Their roads are very good. The cars usually are in good shape. So when you buy the car, most of the time it's not like Kana say cra. Of course, there are those who buy slight accident cars and come and make them look good and sell. Yes, but then we know that even with those ones, they are not like integral parts. They are just maybe like minor things you just change and the car looks good. So it makes it very dicey. If I will not be able to afford a brand new car, I think I'll go for home used.
So basically, what you are saying is that if you have what it takes, let us say even your money is set, right? And let's say the money can buy a very, very, let's say you are shopping for an SUV. And your money can buy, let's say, a premium SUV, home used.
Yes.
You prefer to buy maybe a lower model,
yes,
brand new, than to buy a home used, You get my analogy.
I'm trying to. So
Okay.
say.
So
let's say I can buy a
let's say
Sorrento.
let's say yes. Let's use the Kia brand, right?
Yes.
So let's say you have money to buy a brand new Sorrento. Okay, maybe 2023, a home used Sorrento, or home used, or let's even say Telluride. Okay, 2020,
that's a big one.
2023. Yes,
that means you have money.
And you have, that's what I'm saying. You have healthy budget.
Yes.
Okay. So you can buy, but you can't afford a brand new Telluride.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You can't afford a brand new Telluride. Yes. To start with, Telluride, you can't buy brand new in Ghana because you know the dealer here does not import Telluride.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I saw it.
Which and Telluride is US only. So which means you have to import from the US.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and you can't buy brand new too from yes. Even if you can buy, duty okay.
That means you really have a lot of money.
Okay, so you have good money. Okay, will you buy?
Or we can use the Sorrento and Sportage.
Okay, yes, we can use Sorrento and Sportage, but it's virtually the same thing. Okay, so Sorrento and Sportage, right? Okay, will you downsize? Okay, will you downsize and get a brand new car?
That's a brand new Sportage instead of
yes,
buying
yes.
A Sorrento,
a home use Sorrento.
Okay, so you see, then again, that also boiled down to what you're really looking for. Okay, maybe the reason I want a Sorrento is because I have a big family.
No, we are not. We are talking about all things being equal. So
all things being equal,
yes.
I would go for a Sportage.
Yeah,
I would go for a Sportage.
Okay.
If the reason why you're looking for the car doesn't come to play, I will go for a Sportage because it's brand new, and maybe I might get a Sportage with the full option. Okay.
Yeah.
I will go for the Sportage.
Then again, sometimes people say this that I've lost my
So we are talking about Sportage. Full option.
Yes, I mean talking about Sportage. Sometimes people say that buying a brand new car, okay, and buying a home used car. Some people say that the buying a home used car from the US is comparable to a new car in Ghana.
In what sense?
Yes, it's not about sense. Master, I've sold cars. So let me tell you, when people are in Ghana, a lot of time when people are buying cars, they don't follow sense.
That's true.
A lot of time when people are buying cars, they don't follow sense.
That's true.
Okay. They believe that this person knows about car. So once he tells me this, it is that. He won't even evaluate what the person is telling. And another thing too is that Ghanaians talk a lot.
Exactly.
And we are very, very opinionated.
Yeah.
But a lot of times our opinions are not based on anything. They are crash.
I have an experience with that. So there was a point somebody wanted to buy a car. The person is very close to me. Okay. And the person, like I spoke to the person, okay, now the person has money. It's a lady. She had money to buy a car and she gave me the budget. Okay. And she was excited.
Yeah.
And I asked her, okay, what car do you want? Do you know that the only car the person knew at that time was a Corolla? And she was saying that all she wanted was a Corolla. I was like, but it's a saloon car you want? And someone was saying, yes, it's a saloon car I want. I started asking the person questions. Okay, what do you want in the saloon car? I want this, functionality, then. I was like, okay, you know what? Leave that to me. I'll go into the market and I'll get you a car. Then I went into the market, using price, using the options. We wanted a brand new car.
Okay.
I caught a Kia for the person. And to date, the person has been thanking me. Like, oh, Salom, hey, a car with mommy kotoy and dear Charlie Kani, come, who drive ya? I was even shocked. I was like, I'm not saying that a Corolla is bad.
Yeah.
But you have to look into the market because you have to satisfy your budget. You have to satisfy the things you want in a car.
Yeah.
You have to satisfy what the car will do for you, where you'll be using the car, that kind of thing. And after I helped the person purchase that car, the person has been eternally grateful because the car is a very good car to use, all things considered. You understand?
Yeah.
But Ghana, he actually said, just one person goes to buy a Corolla, everybody's buying a Corolla. it's not even funny. One person will buy a Civic, everybody's buying a Civic.
Yeah.
One person buys what is it called? Mercedes Benz. You realize that all the friends in the clique, you see Mercedes Benz there, you have to have some cash. So all the friends in the person's clique will be looking to buy a certain model or a variation of a Mercedes Benz. And that's something that is good you brought it up. It's been on my mind for a very long time. We listen. It's not a bad thing. That's why we are here actually. To be able to educate you, to be able to show you maybe some things you didn't know.
Yeah.
So that in making these decisions, you can make them with well informed, with good information. Exactly. So you can make those decisions.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I wouldn't say, as I keep saying, home use cars are very good cars. I know somebody who has been a home use car for a very long time, and it's actually in very good shape. Ghana cars are very good cars, especially or usually the ones that the ladies have owned for a very long time. I know that.
Maybe
I know that you don't agree. I know that you don't agree. But it's a fact. I mean,
which fact?
It's a fact. Ladies are.
Which fact?
Ladies are very careful.
For where?
I've sat in so many ladies' cars. You should see them.
For the where?
It's like when they see a stone ahead, they are dodging the stone.
Make I tell you, it's not factual. It's an impression, but it's not factual.
No, right now that's something usually not all ladies.
Ladies' cars usually on the outside it looks nice, but mechanically it's not because. No, I mean some ladies, are very, very, astute mechanically.
Yes.
And they are they have a lot of mechanical sympathy. Okay, but from my experience, and I'm going to say, in my opinion, and from my experience,
what you have seen,
the majority of women don't have mechanical sympathy. Okay, and yes, obe wash a car no, obe mo be a proper move fine. Okay, but when they are driving and they have to swerve and or hit the pothole, they'll go through it. Yes. Then again, some women too will drive the car. If the car does not break down, it won't go for service. Even when they have free service, they won't go because they can't think about
smoothly.
Please, my ladies, I'm not saying all of you.
That's the thing. It's not all of you.
But I can say majority. No, that's not me trying to sound controversial.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah, just being honest. With the ladies I have also come across, they are also very careful. Yes.
No, I'm not saying they're not careful.
Very careful with their cars.
I'm not saying they're not careful.
You might have a point. Most ladies don't know. Most ladies, they don't really know much about the car. So it's like when it comes to, they just change oil. They hear something. So far as the car is moving, they are fine.
Yes.
So it's just okay. Because it's an oil.
Once the car is moving,
they are okay. That one they have a point. Till the car breaks down, that when they step on the accelerator, it's not moving, or they are turning the key, it's not cranking. Then maybe they'll call in. Yeah, but for those who actually listen, they go for the servicing and all those things.
Then again,
their cars are really good.
Then again, another point in that direction. It looks like we have to handle this as a whole topic. Ladies' cars are better than guys' cars.
I think we should do that as a topic and see
what people are going to say.
Because I've seen a guy who took a car that was in good shape, a family friend. He took a car that was in good shape. He took it away for maybe a year or two. When they brought it back, I saw the car wept.
Oh, Master, a woman can do the same thing.
Now this is
and worse.
No, see, now this is the funny part. When he came to take the car, he took it from a lady. And before he took the car, the lady was using the car for some time, and the car was fine. Then the guy come to take the car, and you bring it back, and the car has become a bullshit car.
Okay, so my other point is this. Okay, a lot of ladies, unfortunately, you get it. I mean, when you take car, it is regarded a lot of times. A car is regarded as a guy's thing.
Yeah,
you know. So relatively, the guys have more knowledge about cars.
Very true.
Than women.
Very true.
So a lot of ladies, if they are not lucky to have maybe somebody that is always looking out for them in terms of their car, or when they give the car out to somebody, they will tell them whatever and do whatever for them.
Yes.
And like you are saying, sometimes at a certain point they get tired, and whatever they believe the person has done for them, they just run with it and they use the car like that, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, women, I've encountered several, and they will complain about mechanics here. Oh, help me! The mechanic is killing me, and now say or now say. You get it? And like I've said on this show several times, and that is one of the reasons why I do this, is that we want to give you the information so that you are informed, so that when you are driving and you are smelling something, you can judge what kind of smell is this. Is the car overheating?
Yes, exactly.
You know, is there an oil leakage? Is there a fuel leakage?
Exactly.
You know, is my exhaust leaking?
Where is this coming from?
Where is this coming from? So that even before you take your car to the mechanic, you have an idea. So when the driver tells you, the mechanic tells you something, like, Masa, are you sure of what you are saying? You know, you have to do it. I mean, at the beginning, sometimes you might get it wrong, but to get to a time, you have so much knowledge that, I mean, it's happened to me before.
You know what exactly it is.
Yes. For every aspect of my car that needs sorted out, there are different set of people I'll use. Okay. And this guy I use at Abosoka, I said,
exactly. The way you coming to us.
Yes.
Because you know, and that's actually a very important thing.
And in Ghana, if you don't know, your pocket will cry.
And the people will spoil your car.
Exactly.
No one dare.
You know, and that is it. I mean, let us not digress. We will handle that topic another time.
All we are saying is that maintain your cars properly.
Yes. So let's coming back to the topic. For me, home use, Ghana use. In recent times, I mean, when this whole home use thing started, we were getting used cars. Okay, even now, when you go to some of the places that these cars are usually bought from, usually are bought at auction sites like Copart and IAI. Copart, we have US, we have Europe, Germany, we have UK, right?
Yeah.
When you go to Copart, Germany, you won't have car that in your accident are mashy. I don't know if they have laws against that. Yeah. You will see someday.
Okay, that's good.
So if you want to buy a car from Germany, okay, and I know people who used to. Now, people hardly bring, because I've asked and people say it's more expensive bringing, although it's closer. People say it's more expensive. Probably maybe because we don't bring cars from there a lot. We don't really have like the workflow, you know. But when you go to Copa, you and some other, you know, Europe-specific auction sites, you realize that the cars they have on auction are usually in very, very, very good condition. When there's damage, it's very, very minimal. You go to Copart US, go to IAI US and see the cars. Cars in their marché, or go to the ports, the Ghana ports, and see the cars that come in from the US. My goodness.
Now, that's what I was talking about. You see, as I said, I don't want to I want to be objective.
You see, and the other thing too is that if you say that a car is good, it's sometimes
it's actually subjective.
Exactly my point. Sometimes you see the car nice, but the person is just trying to cope because maybe your top car, no, the expectation was that it was this good. I've seen somebody driving a very nice car, but the car was crab walking. Crab walking. Car echo see. Echo straight to so not chair. You get it? And at the time I saw that car, the registration was very, very recent.
So you can imagine. And the car probably even looked good. The car was
looking good, shiny.
Yeah.
You know, and when I see, there was a day I actually shared it. You go to my social media, you see this picture of a CRV, the generation before the very, very latest.
It's this one, yes.
There was one on a trailer being, you can see that they just picked it up from the port and they are taking it to the workshop to be fixed. You know, and the car had IHHS. No, it has NHTSA, National Highway and Transportation Agency. That's in the US. That is the organization that crashes car. So a car that was crashed for testing, no.
That's what they are selling.
I don't know, Obia Koto. I won't say selling, Obia Koto.
So in
Ghana, whether the person, somebody has bought it, that is why it has been brought in.
Yes.
Okay. The US people don't send the cars here before people buy them.
Someone will buy it there.
Somebody buy it either for themselves or to fix and sell. Okay, so whatever is the case, somebody has bought that car, they will fix it and make it shine, 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 shine.
You see
And
it.
I can tell you, I've been saying this. I've done the math. When it comes to like small cars, the profit margin, okay, I don't even know how those who sell cars, make it. Okay, I have had opportunity to buy a car from salvage from the US.
Okay.
In fact, I've had opportunity. I've done it 3 times for myself. Okay, and I've run the numbers several times. It's very, very, very difficult to make money on small cars, salon cars, small cars. Very, very, very difficult. To start with, those cars have a higher demand for those who buy from the salvage market in those days. And sometimes people don't understand. People think that sometimes people. There was one time somebody reached out to me, somebody in the media, and wanted me to answer some questions, and they wanted me to, as it were, they were trying to get me to make a certain proclamation that the West, dumps cars on us in Africa. The West, they don't dump cars on us.
Buy it.
They would rather prefer that we buy brand new cars because there's more money in that one than yes.
Go and buy it.
Okay, but the truth is that even in the US, they consume more salvage cars than we do.
There's this guy too. I know he's in London.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. You see him driving a very nice Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
You see him, but they are all like seriously salvage. Like car na say, and I want to and I wire now.
You see, the other thing too is that you see in those places, the consumers are protected. Okay, so for example, if a car has been in an accident, it will always have a salvage title. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it won't sell like a car that has never had an accident, which is like a clean title. So when you are selling a car, you are supposed to declare, and even if you don't declare, to show on the registration of the car that this is a salvage car.
No, but this one, what
okay,
I'm saying, he'll buy the car sport too.
I know. Mm-hmm. That said, there are people who will go through all the A's and the B's. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've done it 3 times. Mm-hmm. And I dotted my I's and crossed my T's when I was buying the car. But even when they came, there are things that you didn't see in the pictures. In fact, when you are buying these things, you can even send an inspection company, pay them money, and they'll go and inspect the car and give you a report on it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. How many Ghanaians are buying salvage cars? Pay like $200 for somebody to go and... Yeah. The car comes, you are fixing the car, and you realize that there are some issues that you didn't see. Mm-hmm. And yes, and a lot of times you buy these cars, you also want to buy the parts from there and put them in the car and bring, which is cheaper. And let me go back to my original point. We'll do this discussion. In fact, we've had a bit of this discussion when we talked about importing used cars. Mm-hmm. I brought Kojo Baini and Harry Ashrifi here to this studio, and we talked about this. The video is on this channel, so you can watch it. So basically, what I'm saying is that it's very, very the profit margin on small cars is very, very tiny. So those who import the cars, I can say de facto a lot of them cut corners.
Just to make some money.
Just to make cars.
See,
so everyone said there are 2 Corollas on the block on auction today. One is in quite good this thing, and Corollas, no matter the year, are hot sellers. Yeah. No matter the year, are hot sellers. Okay, let me just say this: over there, the people who consume the used cars, students and things, a lot of them want very reliable cars. So they also want the small cars. Mm-hmm. So small cars often will sell at either the same price as a big SUV or even at more money than an SUV. Do you understand? Yeah. There are some SUVs you can, very good ones, and sometimes you can even get some clean title that you get very, very cheap. Do you understand? Nipa ni diba no betua duty ka kese ya obetimi atoka no big price, but meanwhile the expenses are common. It's less than what somebody will spend bringing in a salon car. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the profit margin on salon cars or small cars is very tiny. Okay, now that said, at this particular point in time, when you take the price because of the current tariffs and duty regime that we have, okay, when you compare the prices, okay, with a BGG, just take any car model at random, okay, and check the prices. And often the places that is hot is the SUV market. Check and compare to the brand new ones that are in the showrooms here. Okay, especially now that it's assembled in Ghana, and you realize that the profit, the gap is smaller. Okay, so let's say you want to buy, we were using Sportage as an example. You know, you want to buy a Sportage. With the Sportage a your car, and
That's
I mean
what you like.
the current model is
It's sweet.
okay, you know, and you're on the market, you have a certain amount of money. Okay, that amount can get you the home use one. Me, I will beg you, okay, that if you can afford that money, in fact, I will say that if you can afford any quite modern, recent, that's the word, recent SUV, all right, home used, I can bet you that you can push yourself a little bit and get either a brand new of that same car or a brand new of, or a lower spec model of that same car, okay, or another model in that particular brand, but just below the one that you want. Okay,
From the dealers.
from the dealer, and it's brand new. You have warranty. Okay, you have warranty. I mean, look at something issues like warranty, for example. Now, let me say
So now
this.
that's a con.
Let me say this. Immediately a car is manufactured. Okay, immediately a car is designed. Sometimes even before immediately production starts, they start seeing some things. Okay, and let me tell you, cars, making cars is not a joke. Making cars is not a joke at all. It's very, very intense, and a whole lot of things. So don't underestimate any car. What the companies and the engineers do to bring the car to market, you have no idea. Okay, but immediately the car starts rolling off the assembly line, sometimes they see some engineering defects, this, that. Okay, and they start putting solutions in place. That is what we call recalls. Okay, recalls, probably people have heard about recalls. Recalls are not just when the car, somebody has bought the car, then they say, oh, bring the car and let us do this. Okay, but sometimes even on the assembly line there's a recall.
You can recall everything back.
Not necessarily bring the car back. Sometimes when the car gets to dealer, they will do it. Sometimes they will solve the issue right there and then by replacing some of the parts, destocking some parts that are problematic with newer parts that don't have the issue. You understand? So any model that you are buying, if you go online, okay, and you do your research well, your research work well, you will know all the recalls that have been done on the car. If you buy the car from a dealer, chances are that by the time the car comes to you, all the recalls have been done. If you are buying a home use, you don't know which recalls have been done. You can do your research in between the time that the car was salvaged and the time you bought the car. If some recalls have been done, you will not get it. And knowing Ghana, if they will not honor a recall, they will not honor a recall on a vehicle that was not sold for this market.
They won't, actually.
You get what I'm saying? Yes. So you, the person buying home use, you are at a disadvantage. So that is another con. Okay. Yes. Then you have the parts. Okay. In Ghana, we rely on Abosokai and Kokompe and places like that for parts. And I must tell you, it is a minefield. It is a minefield. Even for those of us, we've been doing this for quite a while. Okay. Sometimes it's just not easy. We buy things and later on you realize that, Charlie, this part is not the best part you could have purchased. Okay. You thought that it was brand new, right? It was very, very far from brand new. Okay. And yes, if you are dealing with a dealer, then of course, yes, you know that, oh, okay, yes, this and that. Some dealers also have financing. Okay, these days I don't know of any bank that you work with a financial institution. These days I don't know of any financial institution that does salvage cars. Before they used to do it, but these days they don't, unless the car is brand new.
Because of
yes.
Some of the things you mentioned.
Yeah.
So they come with too many issues, and some of the issues, when it persists for too long, they are not able to fix it. So the car is either useless, or when a bank or a financial institution help you in buying a car, a lot of paperwork goes into it,
Yeah.
and the car is not yours till you finish paying.
Yes.
So that means it falls on the bank to take care of some other. I mean, it's a whole lot of things. So if you buy a brand new one, it saves you all the hassle. But this one, so you see, you said a lot, which are true. What is the truth? You said a lot, which are true. Okay, but it's not bad. The thing is, it still falls on certain things for the average Ghanaian. Okay, now me, or let's say for most Ghanaians, brand new cars is what everybody wants to buy. It's when you started, I told you that for me, I can brand new the Mac of. But then I am just asking the question on behalf of anybody, because you see, it's still budget. Some time back, I went to some showrooms to ask of their cars, and you most of them are being quoted in dollars. Most of them, and it's the same thing with the what's it called, the port, because then if I can buy a very good car, let's say a 2011 Corolla, that is in good shape, it's not no accident, nothing, I can buy it from there and bring it here, and the clearing and the shipping and all those things. And me too, I'm doing it for business. I have to add something small to it and all. Like a money here is too much work. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It becomes too much work for the one bringing everything in. So everybody wants to, as I say, cut corners. They'll go and bring a car. I saw a picture of a Honda, a CRV or HRV, one of them. And you can see that this car is not supposed to be driven. It's a car that, but the mechanic or the mechanics made it look drivable.
Oh, yes.
And someone will come and sell it to you, and you ask, I've actually seen one, the dashboard. Do you know? Do you know how bad it was? All the lights were on. The car was undrivable. Do you know what the sellers did? They removed the glass. They put tape, the black one, covered the light. If you're not someone who knows cars, you see. And they sold it to a lady. And the lady didn't know. So that's like exactly what you are saying. The lady didn't know that, she has to look out for this. She has to, and they forced her into buying it. Then she brought the car. At that time, I was working with a dealer. So I had the opportunity to see. When the authorized mechanic, the dealership mechanics came, and they removed it. They just called me, Salom, come and look. And they started removing, they removed the glass, they started everything. The car was actually a sports car. And they sold it to her. So you see, those are the disadvantages. You don't know. That's what I said earlier. You don't know. Maybe earlier I was trying to make it look nice because I don't want to step on anybody. But you brought everything out. Like buying. The truth of the matter is that buying home used or Ghana used cars is actually a very serious faith thing. Like you are buying out of faith, or you are like 1,000% sure.
In fact, for me, if I'm buying a Ghana used car that I know was bought brand new, I'll be much more comfortable.
Yes, that one's also good. But if you're buying the Ghana used car, that was also bought home used, or that was also bought Ghana used home used. Because as I said earlier, some people are just looking for an avenue to just get rid of the car. Like the car is probably giving them issues.
And I can understand, because you see, in our public transportation system is so poor. Okay, so immediately someone starts working and starts making even the smallest, or everybody. Sometimes you see somebody driving a car, you can say car way there. Nipa na kofa wo baby, I just say nipa no obi like car way nobody they like. Where the person go take the car, where it do small way he repair the car, where a car is barely drivable,
but you manage it
by the manager.
You see, that begs the question I was asking earlier, that you finish school, let's say you're working for some few years, looking at the economy we are in, do you understand? Then you won't buy car. Because, see, my brother, now, car now be necessity you.
Make I tell you something. Me, I've always held this, and I had this when I was going in to buy my very first car. Okay. And I've said it on this show, buying the wrong car can destroy your life.
Can actually kill you.
Buying the wrong car, okay, it's like marrying a bad wife.
That can actually kill you too.
It can derail your life. Straight. It can derail your life. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
Buying your very, very first car and the car is very, very poor, it can derail your life. Or life, no, just say,
They be a not car no workshop.
Massa,
They be a
you cannot amount to anything because all your money will go into that car.
it. What break it down?
Yes.
Car no workshop. And then we are say, gasket I say,
Gasket simple.
a friend says, I don't know.
Can they go jump in to out of form?
I only see it. And I'm sure a lot of people don't know what a gunjump pin is.
Yeah.
So you see, that one day you are right.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, for me, who was now? You see, then again, it comes back to the money.
I have a certain
in
recent times. I think that people have the money, but they think that once it's from Abroche is better. Okay, but I want to say,
really, a lot of people think that.
Yes.
Okay,
just go out and chat.
Maybe because of like what
and
I told you.
And you see, the other thing too is that those who are selling the home use cars, they also push that narrative.
For instance, like what I told you earlier about specs. Oh no, then again, it's a bit arguable because you see what they bring from outside the country, like we said earlier, they have like
let me say something. Maybe you know that even the European cars sold in Europe are superior to the US.
Yes, that one I know, but nonetheless, the US ones are still superior than ours.
Than ours, as in what?
In terms of
quality.
Not quality.
Very
you see,
good.
That's the problem.
But if you are buying car, which one are you looking at? When you say a car is superior, when you say a car is superior,
relax.
On what basis are you saying the car is superior?
See this one there.
Let's debate this one.
See this one there. See, a lot of people will come to argue that the Makoto car, car no more, it's just red light, blue light, shiny car no more, radio, CD player, car is not entertaining or driving. A lot of people will argue that. Someone will come and tell you that, hey, I feel the matana came. After the screen room, me to me phone crap also. Our Bluetooth, our Wii, me to me Apple Play.
So you are talking about features.
Yes, features.
Features are good. Hear me out. Features are good, but how can you have features when you don't have a car?
But you see,
if the car is not good,
no. But you see, that's
if the car is not good in the first place, how do you get the features?
If I'm a seller, I'm a seller and I'm selling to you,
that said, I mean, you and I have already agreed on my point that the European cars are superior.
Yes, they are.
The American cars, all they are giving you is eye candy. Same. I can tell you that even the one of the most popular features that a lot of people use to argue for American cars is the what do you call it? The leather, for example. That American cars, almost all of them have leather and things. Yes, Americans like those kind of things, but almost 99.5% of them are even fake leather. In fact, in the industry now, only few brands use original, real cowhide or whatever animal leather.
And those few ones are the luxury ones.
Yes, they are very, very. Even the luxury market crap. I mean, some BMW, for example, will tell you about merino leather. Even the one that they shock is Alcantara. We say Alcantara. That's how the spelling goes, right? Okay, that's a synthetic material. It's not even a natural material. It's a synthetic material. And almost decided no a car anymore. The price of the car
it will
shoots. And everybody. I won't buy a car with Alcantara. Why? Especially if it's on a steering wheel, for example. I won't buy a steering wheel that has Alcantara on it because within a few months the car it will look old. I'll prefer leather or even the soft plastic that some cars have. I don't want the hard one. The hard one too, they make the car feel too cheap. But that's it. Like I'm saying, the European cars a lot of times feel more solid. Then in terms of features, they have a lot of modern tech. Let's take matrix headlights, for example. All these started a trend some years back, and now almost all the big brands, even some of the tier 2 brands now have matrix headlights, right? Okay, so they are a kind of LED headlights that is very, very intelligent and the headlight can actually write things on the surface. Okay, when you are driving, immediately the car senses another car is coming. It can block some of the pixels out so that it don't blind the oncoming drivers. A whole lot of things. But the Americans can't have it because they have not legislated it. In Europe, you can buy cars with cameras for side mirrors, but you can't have it in America because it's not legislated. You get what I'm saying?
So now this is a question I throw to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody brings in a home used car, right,
Mm-hmm.
from Europe,
Mm-hmm.
that's also in a very bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from what we are saying, for me like this, the argument is not only for US, even though they have dominated the home use market. You're not.
The thing is that I say
But-
that in Ghana right now we have the workflow. A lot of people haven't even traveled outside the airport of Ghana before. But then, yes, because I mean, all Copart and I they all reach out to Ghana. They come and do even programs and things here. And people are here who have built a workflow. They've not traveled before, but they're able to import cars upon cars, hundreds of cars every year, and sell. You get it? So they have made it easy. Probably they're in Europe they just don't care because they don't see that there is business there. They are making business in other places. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. But I think that for us we have to be sensitive, especially. I mean, my point now is that the gap between brand new cars because of the assembling, the gap between brand new cars and used cars, home used cars, have become very, very close. So if you are shopping, you just have to be how do you call it?
So just do your research.
Because if let's say a brand new Picanto is going for let's say it's going for 18,000 USD, right? That works out to about 200K.
And the dollar. So let's just say it's 10 cities.
Yeah.
If it's 10 cities, that's like 180,000.
180,000. Okay. On the used market, 180,000 will buy you maybe an Elantra, maybe 2019 or 2020.
No, wait.
No, now you can't buy.
You can't buy because the
last time I asked, 2016.
The last time I asked,
yes,
believe it or not, maybe you didn't know this. Believe it or not, a 2011 Corolla is going for 200K.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So let's say yes, it's yes. So will you buy a 200K
2011
Corolla or
a
2024 Picanto?
Now it's to you guys. You see, I think that's how we should have tackled it from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yes, that's it. So you see, like what I was trying to say, maybe I want a Serato, or let's say I want a saloon car. Okay, now and I have, let's say, 20K. I think a 20K, I think 20,000 should be able to get me a Rio. That is the you guys have read. There's a new name for it. The Rio. Pegas.
Yes, Pegas.
That could get me. I don't know how much the Pegas costs, a brand new Pegas. But new let's say 20K.
Brand new Pegas is less than 20K.
It's less than 20K. So maybe I could get a Pegas, right? But I want something bigger, like a Serato or something bigger.
Then again, another point, okay, is that I mean, back in the day, VW Beetle, right? And you have a family of 5, you squeeze into it because it was necessity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think that if you are shopping in that market. I mean, even if you are shopping for Civic, it still is necessity. In my mind, it's still necessity.
Yes. But then
you are not buying car because of luxury. Otherwise, you would have bought a 7-seater. You have bought a 7-seater.
You'd have bought a Mercedes.
Yeah.
But you see,
GLS.
That's the point. I think that's what the home use people used to get people, because it's like, yes, you are trying to buy something out of necessity. A car, as I said earlier, a car is a necessity, not a luxury. But then again, you want to buy something you will feel happy in. No, so I want to drive a big car. I know someone who doesn't like small cars.
Thank you. The way you...
The person, no matter who talk Picanto, chenipa na yoba, who touch now on pay.
I know that a lot of lady folks like big cars.
Yes.
Because it makes them feel superior on the road. It makes them feel, yes, but I think that if you are not buying because of the size, hey, what's happening outside? If you are not buying because I mean I was trying to you get somebody to consider a particular car, and the person try to sit in the car, and straight away we realize that that's not the car for the person.
Yeah.
Okay, so some people, because of physical properties, they are just, some cars are just not made for them.
Yes.
That is
And that's very rare.
That is very rare. But for majority of Ghanaians, a car any day.
So you understand where the whole thing is going to?
Yeah, Ghana is for the flex.
Yes. Now, so you see, that's the.
But I'm trying to get the market that, look,
buy what you need.
Buy what you need, not what you want.
Because if, as you are saying,
when you get to that level,
17,000.
When you get to that level where you are buying a car for flex, right?
Yes.
No, nobody will tell you. Buying a car will not be something that you worry your brain about. Can't buy siho.
But to think of it, 200K was okay. When I heard it to me, I thought at that time, when the person told me the price, I was like, no, this is crazy. Okay, this is crazy. Which means if you are buying, say, a 2017 model of the same car, it will be more than 200,000.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how much a new Corolla is.
Right now, they passed the 200,000 mark. I'm sure.
A new Corolla.
Yeah, new Corolla.
I think it will be in dollars now.
New Corolla. Yeah. So if you convert, yeah.
If it is, let's say 20, let's say 30. I'm sure a new Corolla.
Yeah, we have GG here. Where is GG?
A new Corolla will go for like 30,000.
Let me put GG on the screen.
And let's look for a new Corolla.
So maybe probably you can.
So talking and so you see now to me the conversation is getting really interesting and lively because now a lot of factors come in.
Yeah.
As you are saying, unless we want to say everybody, you know what, buy a brand new car but go for the very small ones. And someone will tell you that, okay, you know what, the small ones are a good idea and it's brand new. As you said, brand new. Me, I've driven brand new cars before, Charlie. Brand new cars are nice to drive. I don't lie to you. And you see, it's easy for you to track the maintenance. It's easy for you to get to know the car. You see, it's actually a very good thing to buy a brand new car. Everything becomes easy. The only thing that becomes hard will be how much you have to pay initially. And once you pay that, everything else becomes easy. Okay. But to tell somebody that, okay, you know what, let's say the person has a family of, they are 5, so 3 children, and they're saying out of necessity, like squeeze yourself at the back. You see, God, I don't know how to explain. You can't, you know what she said earlier, Ghanaians are so moved by people's opinions. It's very hard. See, somebody will go and buy a home used, what's it called, RAV4. Or the pass car we a man issue. Because a song. Because the car is big, you get it. Yeah. The car probably to the person meets the person's needs. We put a lot of things inside. We travel a lot. Traveling with a small car, I feel it's not safe. I want a saloon car, and even a saloon car crap on Pegas Dienubio or a friend is saying Serato or Optima or those ones. You understand? Civic, Accord. Even with the Lantra crap or Lantra or Santa Fe. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? Or big cars. And those ones, the truth of the matter is that those ones are very expensive. They are not cheap. Even with the home used ones, those ones are not cheap. They are very expensive. Okay. Yeah. So if the person compares, let's say,
so I have it,
an Accord
on now.
Okay. So how much is it?
Corolla.
What year model?
Okay, so now Corolla. I type Corolla and I'm seeing bits and all those other.
They are all Toyotas.
Yeah.
In here. So you see, as I was saying, like those cars. If I'm looking at those cars, like
so here there is a 2016, and it's 170K. 175. 165. Yeah.
So is it Ghana used?
There's a 2012 for 132,000.
Is it Ghana used or home used? Let's check.
Home used. Home used. There's a Ghana used here for 170,000. A Ghana used Corolla 2015.
That is another problem with these cars.
Their
prices don't make sense. Now, as you are saying, I had someone in the United States. Okay.
There's a 2017 here for 200,000.
They say I called a friend. 2011. Was it 200,000?
Oh yes.
2011, no, not 2017. 11. Home used 200K.
2021, 230,000. 230,000. Convert it into dollars. That can buy a lot of brand new cars in Ghana.
a lot of brand new, maybe small cars. You see,
Good.
let's look at
now
it.
Corolla na a big car.
Corolla is bigger than what's it called?
Corolla is bigger than what?
Picanto.
No, but you can get
but Corolla is bigger than Picanto.
But you can get a car that is almost the size. How much Sonet starting price is saying? And even that quite an SUV. That's a crossover SUV.
You're talking about brand new.
Brand new.
I don't know how much is it.
You could have that 20 and henna. You could have over 200,000. You are close.
Now that is where the sellers will also start bringing things like, okay, yeah, we all know Toyota is a Corolla is a good car, but this one it has Apple Play. This one it has this. This one the engine.
Then step up. Then step up. Step up.
I'm being honest with you. No. So they'll just tell you that the engine is two
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Do you know how much that costs to add to your car? Do you know how much that costs to add to your car?
How much?
Less than $200. You can get a standalone Apple CarPlay Android Auto. Less than $200.
But you see, that's the thing. But this one is coming. When the people are selling, I'm talking from the point of view of
car sanya Apple CarPlay Android Auto.
Share. And the features, I'm telling you, it's when you see the car is looking nice. Charlie, almost so lights, and I said, wire lights, the aesthetics, Charlie, now we cry with you, show. I say, oh, car ready. And you know, for most of the cars they sell brand new, not all of them, but for most of them, you realize that if you want the one that you can afford, if it's not full spec, most of them to ABR, the retractable key, you have to start manually.
Now, what's wrong with starting your car manually? But you see,
like it's the thing, it's these little things.
No, but you see, yes, I believe in the little things.
Yes, these little, and you realize that even in the car manufacturers,
I believe in
these little things they actually work on. This year, it was like this. Next year, that's the. Thank you. I've just used the word.
I believe
they're gaming.
I believe,
and that's what the home use sellers are doing.
I believe in features, right? But you have to look at features that will add value to your life. Okay. Now, when this push to start was coming, at that time, I had a 2005 BMW 116i that I swapped a straight 6 into. But at that time, that car had push to start. Okay.
Yes.
20 this Elantra, the popular Elantra that started with the push to start.
I think.
And this woman had a very, very good Toyota Corolla, which was also around the same year model as the Elantra. But the woman went to trade it in and added money for Elantra with push to start.
And you are telling me that those things are not important to
them. No,
listen to them.
No, listen. It's because that the person is not informed. The person is not informed. Do you understand? The person is not informed. I mean, I will say that as much as possible. I mean, yesterday I found myself having this conversation with them that if you want to buy this car, it's a great car. Push and buy the top model because when you have more features, your resale value is higher. Okay, because whatever car you buy, you have more money. You want to buy a better one. You want to get as much money back as possible.
Exactly.
So you buy one. I mean, I always tell my people that look, when you are bringing the cars, bring the ones with as much as possible features. And God being so good, now the models have.
Because the truth of
even the base models have, but there are some features that don't actually add value
the truth
to
of the matter is that
it's just for eye candy. And that one of them is push to start. Especially, do you know that there are some cars that have push button start? Okay, but they don't have keyless entry.
Yes.
Until you can't know any keyless entry, but push to start button. Then what's the essence? At the end of the day, at the end of the day, you still have to press
to enter.
Okay, if it keyless entry, just a key initial button, you don't have to take it out. Now.
Yeah.
Fine. Then unlock it. Fine. Do you understand? But if the car does not have keyless entry, but there is push to start, a scam. A
scam because now we are talking about it, or somebody can even sit somewhere, be watching the show and say that a scam because it is maybe to you it's a scam. Do you get it? But Nipano will say, Charlie, I don't know fair. Because see, My guy, even let me even give you a more funny feature. Are you ready? Mood light.
Yeah.
To somebody here, or come na mood light or more.
No, I don't have a problem with mood lights. And I don't have you buying car which is not keyless entry but has push to start. Where my issue is that you are foregoing a better car, a car that will add value to your life, a car that will help you save money. Okay?
Because everything is new, everything is cool, fuel efficiency wise.
Exactly.
See,
okay,
brand new car
just for a feature that is I can remember when you was as Nanado say.
I will still buy petrol.
You know,
see, that's what I was saying earlier, right? I had
let's
someone,
round off.
Sure, I had someone from outside the country. Okay, she bought a Sportage. I think it was a 2015 model.
Yeah.
This thing I'm talking about was somewhere around 2021.
Yeah,
it was like a 2015 model. She was bringing it in. Okay, and at the port, the only thing that was wrong with the car was the right side fender, the front side fender. So she just put the new fender in, and I think there was some small, some just very minor issues here and there, and she brought it in. The truth of the matter is that the urban Atokano approach, was coming no kakra. So the price she could have gotten it, which would have been cheaper, she didn't get it like that.
exactly.
No problem. She paid for it. She brought it in. The clearing agent here too, thanks be to God, he was a bit truthful. So by the time we fixed the car, we cleared the car, we bought the car, we shipped the car, we got the car on the road, like we could drive the car and enjoy the car. It was just around, at that time, a little around 120,000 Ghana cedi. Now, like what you're saying, unfortunately, that is how much you're selling the car. So if she wants to sell that car, in fact, she wanted to sell that car, you understand?
I do.
So somebody will be like, okay, you know what? Fine. Then I'll bring a car that fixing and everything would be, let's say, 90,000. So if I sell it for the 120,000, then we 30,000 be home. So it's a thing with, I think Ghana here, the laws governing these things, I don't think they are good enough.
In fact, talking about that, also in rounding up, like I was saying, these salvage cars, even in their home markets, they are consumed a lot. But in those places, when you buy a salvage car and you fix it, there is a special office of the DVLA, and their job is to make sure that what you've done is right. So they will look at, as you are fixing the car, you have to document, you have to take pictures. Your parts list, everything you have to document. And when you go, there is a technician, you go, you show him all the documentation. You look at the pictures, you look at how the car was, airbag, the one you bought to replace it, how you replaced it, and everything. And they will go over, after that, they will go over and check everything before the car will be certified. Yes. Although it will still be branded as a salvage car. And even the salvage car, you will move different levels.
Your levels.
They actually have a certain level that you cannot put the car back on the road.
Exactly.
You have to sell it for parts.
Yes, you scrap it.
So all those things are there. This conversation has been very, very, very good. Yeah. And I'm sure if you were, you were watching, there's a lot of things that your mind has been open to, and at the same time, I'm sure you have some more questions, because I know a lot of the things that we say will raise some more questions.
Exactly.
So yes, but this is what we do. Okay, every Sunday evening, between 5 and 6. Today we're a bit late because we're testing out some new equipment, and hopefully next week we'll be on time. Next week I have a very, very special guest coming. Somebody that some of you have seen on social media, experience hair, and yeah. So please don't miss out next week, same time, 5 to 6 on Instagram, on
YouTube.
on Facebook, on YouTube and TikTok. Yes, and I've been doing this with my friend RPMGH Selom Atachi, a mechanical engineer who is doing finance. And I've been ably supported by GLM lubricants and additives. You can reach their distributor here, Reginald GLM lubricants Autolube, okay, on social media. 0243408876. 0243408876. It's been awesome working with them, and I'm grateful that I get to do this. Salom. any last words for today?
So today, I think it was a great chat, great education, and we'll pick it up. This one day to because you see, there's a lot. I mean, I don't talk, so it's good. So we are open to any questions. We would like to answer them. You should keep coming and share your experience and your stories. I mean, I think it helps us to address some things.
Yeah.
So if you have stories, if you had experiences like the one I was talking about, who had the dashboard blacked out.
I don't. I can't read that. We'll talk about those issues
share
as
your
well.
Stories too.
Oh, yes. So it's been a great time. Make sure you follow RPMGH and also make sure you follow and turn the notifications on the Ryde channel or all platforms. Thank you. I've been your host, Eddie Poku, right here on the Ryde channel. Thank you and bye for now.
Bye.